Hello! Today I'm joined by some very special friends of mine. We have Opportunity, I Can, Fear, and I Can't. And the reason they are joining me today is because we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Story of I Cant. 10 years ago, I published this little book. 10 years, crikey. I can't believe this book has been out there for that long. It is just absolute proof that you can turn your dreams into reality. In fact, the great thing about this book is it actually was a dream. I had this idea that I wanted to write a book. I didn't really know what or to whom. And then one night I dreamt the story of I Can't and woke up in the early hours of the morning with this story in my head, grabbed the nearest thing I could, which was an ibuprofen packet, ripped it open, and I wrote the story of I Can't on the inside with tiny illustrations. And then a few months later, through my efforts, I was holding this. Absolute proof that your dreams can become reality. But as I've said in so many videos before, nothing happens unless you take action. I have heard so many times people saying, oh, I really want to do this, or I want to do that, or you have to take action. Things might happen on their own, but they're more likely to happen if you act, if you take control. I was so thrilled with the success of the Story of I Can't that I went on to write another 5 stories in the series, and I have created a new version of I Can't, as I'm showing here, and actually there is a whole set of all 6 stories of feel-good fables, and the joy of these is that you get 2 stories in one book. I know. So instead of just I Can't now, you'll read I Can't, you get to the middle of the book and the end of the story and you turn the book over and you'll now read Choice. And I have done that with Guilt and the Giant Obstacle and Challenges, and one that I think a lot of us understand, Worry. Now you can buy these individually from my website or as a set. So if you visit www.super-humans.com, you will see the link where you can purchase these books. I'll also put the link in the descriptor box below this video. And you can buy 2 stories, 1 book for $6.99, or you can purchase all 3 books, which gives you 6 stories for just £15. I don't know how I do it, but just £15. Ideal presents for friends and family, obviously perfect for yourself. In fact, ideal presents for even people you don't like, because if you give them these, they might turn into nice people, and then you might like them. This is proof that if you get up off your backside and you take action, you can make your dreams come true. And while they continue to stay in your head, they stay dreams. And once they leave your head, they have a much better chance of becoming reality. There are times, on many occasions, that I was going to give up. And I didn't. I kept going. Generally because every time I went to give up, I'd receive a letter or an email or a phone call from someone who the book had helped. The one time that I went to completely stop this, and I thought, I've had enough. It's just too much hard work. I don't want to do this anymore. I had a phone call, and it was from an educational mentor, and she just started the conversation with saying, I'm calling you to make sure that you never give up promoting this book. And then she told me this story, that she was part of a mentoring program in schools working with troubled teens, and they mentored these teens once a week for 3 months, and then there'd be a 3-month gap, and then they'd have a catch-up session with them. And she'd been making good progress with her mentee. And the last day of the 3 months, the girl came in for her session, and this educational mentor said I just couldn't get through to her. She'd clammed up, she'd completely sort of shut herself away, and it got to the end of the session and I was quite worried about her, and as she was leaving she said, I grabbed your book from my bag. I had this little book in my bag, and she said, and I just called the girl back and said, look, do me one favour, when you get home, would you just read this book, please? And she said, look, I'm calling you today because I've just had the catch-up. So it's been 3 months since I've seen her, and she came into my room brandishing your book and said, you've got to have this back so that you can give it to someone else. She said, last time I saw you, I was going home to kill myself. But I went home and I read this. She said, and that's why I'm still here. So I want you to have it back so that you can give it to someone else. That for me was the most humbling, inspiring thing I think potentially I've ever been told. It's quite an extraordinary story, and I'm not saying that every dream you have might end up saving someone's life, but you never know the impact of your actions. And if you strive to create things that are going to better humanity, make the world a better place, stop keeping it in your head. Get it out there. Do something about it. Turn your dreams into reality. There is no time like the present. So remember, while you keep things in here, they're going to stay dreams. So get them out of here and make them happen. Listen, have yourself a super week, and thank you for your continued support. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will catch up with you next week. You take care. Bye.